Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, you're going to have Alex. Alex is from England in the UK. So let's see what Alex has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Alex, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Not too bad. Holding on for grim death in these difficult times, in these strange, turbulent,
Yeah,
difficult times. I'm wondering what happened.
I
Where
know.
did it all go wrong?
Yeah, sometimes you put the news on and sometimes it's scary to see what's happening around the world and it can be very tricky for sure sometimes.
Yeah, it's tough out there at the moment. It's really, really tough. And I think, I feel a kind of a burden on my shoulders that being coming from an older generation and a more peaceful, I think, a more peaceful time, or at least a less confused time,
Totally.
to try and be a role model and sort of like say, wait a minute, hold on, this is what's normal and that isn't normal. So it's tough, it's difficult at the moment.
For sure. So tell me, what has been the highlight of your week so far?
The highlight of my week, well, it's going to be Mother Nature. Yesterday I went to a place in Wales, which is about 2 hours drive away from me. It's called Ross-on-Sea, and there is a mountain there which is right on the coast, um, and it's called the Great Orme. And yesterday it was above, the clouds were beneath where I was standing, and the sun was dipping down behind the horizon.
Wow.
And William, it was surreal. I mean, really surreal. And I stood there thinking, my God, this is an out of body experience. This is so unusual and weird and fabulous and amazing. And
Wow.
yeah, it was a real experience. It's a place actually I go to quite a lot. So you can imagine the weather changes quite a lot according, to what's going on weather-wise.
Mhm.
The sunsets there are stunning. But yesterday we were stood above cloud level and there was a mist coming in off the sea because it's so hot here in the UK at the moment. We're actually having a mini heat wave, believe it or not. So yeah, that was the highlight of my week. And
Wow.
nature continues, William, to be the highlight of my life, to be honest with you.
And where are you from, Alex?
I'm a Brighton lad originally. I was born in the south coast of England, and to an English mother and an Egyptian father.
Oh,
They separated very quickly, and I ended up at 3 years of age with my grandmother, my English grandmother. She was a Yorkshire lass. So there
oh,
was this little half English, half Egyptian baby with this northern Yorkshire mother in on the south coast, a grandmother on the south coast, and I stayed with her until she passed away. Until I was 23 years of age. Yeah.
oh,
Oh, I'd left
amazing.
home by then, but yeah, she died when I was 23.
And right
Um,
now you're based in Brighton right now.
no, I'm based in the Peak District. I most of my life has been in the UK. I've lived in the UK. I have lived abroad, but I've spent probably most of my adult years living and working in London and the surrounding areas. I've lived in all four compass points of London.
Wow.
Um, And I've moved north, William. I've moved north. I thought the Southerners had it all. I thought that, we were blessed. We had London, the capital down south, and I thought, that the Northerners were suffering. And since I've come north of the M25, I've realized that the Northerners have had it good all this time. They've been blessed with beautiful, landscapes and nature, and there's a hospitality in the north of the country, which reminds me of my grandmother actually. But
Oh,
there's a hospitality here that you just, to be honest, don't find in the south.
oh,
Um, people say hello to you, they say good morning to you, people are genuinely interested in you. It doesn't matter what people are doing for a job, whether it's a barista on a cafe up a mountain or working in a shop or whatever it is, everyone seems happy. And
Wow.
it's not something, I don't know if you live in a capital yourself, but you know what it's like living in a capital. Everyone's on a hustle. No one
Yeah.
gives, I say this, loosely. No one's really got any time for anyone else. Everyone's rushing from A to B. It's the big melting pot. There's a lot of disassociation going on. Whereas up north, there's less hustle, less bustle, and more time for humanity.
Amazing. Alex, let's start the interview, talk your career. I know you are an actor, you are a writer. So tell me how things got together.
Yeah, so I struggled at school. I didn't do well at school. It wasn't because I wasn't capable. It's just because I had, no mother and father. I had my grandmother. I was living a different kind of life. And back in the 70s, being very young and the difficulties of growing up, and perhaps there was some racial issues at school in the environment. I'm not saying perhaps, there definitely was. I had my education was a struggle. And one day I found drama. I found a drama class and I went to that drama class and I was immediately accepted for who I was and what I was. And I
Wow.
felt a strong connection over time developing in me about the human condition
Mhm.
and about relaying stories of the human condition. So I started to get into writers and writing and literacy and reading, and the spark, that was my spark. That's what I felt orientated towards in life. So I started my journey. I went to London like Dick Whittington to search for my fortune. I trained at drama school. I'm a classically trained actor. And I did 3 years doing that. And then I left and I immediately became unemployed, as most actors do. I did little bits here and there, but to be honest with you, I was still very immature. Um, I needed to do a lot of growing up, and I was alone. I didn't really have an infrastructure behind me, so it was very, very tough. And I actually went on to do my apprenticeship of life. I waited on tables, I poured drinks, I worked in retail, I sold lottery tickets, I did online surveys, I did anything I could really basically to earn some money. But funny enough, while I was doing my apprenticeship of life, I discovered that drama school had given me good communication skills. I was sort of very believable person, and I could communicate and empathize with people. So retail actually became a very successful part of my life. I was pretty good at it. I like people. I like talking to people. I like expressing myself. I like finding out about others, their journey. And I don't have any bigotry in me. So I just love all types of people, all backgrounds, all creeds, all cultures. And this made me very good at sales. I became really good at it, and not from a technical selling point of view, just being a human, just being able to connect with people.
Oh,
And I ended up working, I don't know, I was 27. I ended up working in Hamleys in Regent Street, a very famous toy shop here in England and probably in the world. And I got to learn about toys and the world of toys and toy manufacture and toy retail.
amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
strange thing to be doing. I mean, I was selling tumble bugs and toys that vibrated, and children's toys that vibrated and made sounds or swam. A whole range of strange things I was doing. Um,
Amazing.
yeah. But one thing that came from that was I was actually towards the end of my time in Hamleys, I was selling one of the high. I was selling a particular toy, one particular toy where the unit sales were eclipsing 100,000 units a year.
Wow.
And yeah, it was one of the highest selling products in the store, and I managed to get myself on that. When I started that, it was 40,000 units, and when I finished, I'd got it up to something like 120,000 units. I mean, the management hated me; they absolutely hated me because I was
Wow.
on 30. Yeah, I was on 30p a unit, so you can make the calculation yourself. I was actually earning more than the store manager, so that it completely broke the wage structure. Yeah, and another
Oh
friend
my
of mine was on
God.
another product. Yeah, he was doing the flyback plane. So you threw a plane, you went around in a big circle, it came back into your other hand. And he was doing the same. And we were, we were absolutely hated because we were absolutely creaming it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, a strange little moment in my story. In that process, I was able to go to the till and get a readout. And that readout gave me the unit sales of the top 50 best-selling products in the store every day.
Wow.
But every day I could go and see how many sales I'd made or was making at any time. And I could also see what the unit sales for the top 50 products in the store in that day. And I could do that every day, multiple times a day. And in that process, William, I learned, you know, what the best-selling toys were. I was
Wow.
doing that for 2 years. So I had this, I didn't realize it at the time, but I had this knowledge of what the best-selling toys in the United Kingdom were.
Wow.
Bearing in mind, Hamleys had 70,000 toy products.
Wow. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views?
Yes.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay? Let's do it. But before I start the interview, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
Amazing. First question is, what was your favorite thing to do as a kid?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, I lived on the beach and in Brighton, and I think probably I spent more time, well, two things, but I spent more time fishing, fishing on the beach, and sitting on the beach and being on the beach, probably more than anything else. I played a lot of football as a kid, but being on the beach was a huge part of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, so I lived on the beach. I get up in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be gone to the beach, and I'd get soaking wet. I'd come home. My grandmother would change your clothes, gone again, and I would do that all day long. Yeah, so I was on the beach, fishing, just mucking around as kids do.
And you have siblings as well, Alex, or not?
I don't. No, I don't.
No?
My father had two children in his second marriage, but I don't have full brothers or sisters. No, I was an only child.
And for you growing up as, you have Egyptian as well, did you
Yes.
manage to visit Egypt at the time or spend some time there or no, was more England?
Yeah, I mean, I've got this huge family in Egypt from my father's side, but I was raised with my grandmother and I never really came into contact with them. I did go to Egypt twice in my life.
Wow.
So only twice, of course, to see my father. I was with my father. Once when I was 16, and I think again when I was 39.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been twice. Fantastic and fascinating country.
And do you speak
Um,
Arabic as well or not?
I don't know, William. No, I don't speak a word. I don't speak a word of any other language apart from English, much to my shame, because words have been very much a part of my life. But I decided, William, if I'm not going to able to speak another language, I'm going to speak English very, very well. So I've worked on my English, but no, I don't speak Arabic.
I see. Okay, next question. Let's do it. Hey, Alex from Brighton in England. Next question is, what is the strangest way you met one of your best friends?
Strangest way I've met one of my best friends. Okay, yes, I I'm well, I've met two of them at drama school when I first started at drama school, and that's pretty unusual because getting into drama school is not easy. You know, then it's hard, it's oversubscribed, and so on and so forth. But I met one of my friends on the stairs at the Drury Theatre when Cats was showing, when it first
Wow.
was showing, yeah, in the UK at the Drury Theatre, Drury Lane Theatre, and he asked me to be in one of his productions. He was doing a tour of a play called Halo Jones by Alan Moore, who's gone on to
Wow.
be a very famous writer and successful writer. That's where I met him. Yeah, on the stairs at Drury Lane Theatre, and we've been close friends ever since. And I'm
Wow.
talking, when I say friends, William, I'm talking 40, 45 years, somewhere in between those two numbers. It's been a long, long friendship. Yeah.
And which person in your life right now, when you're feeling the lowest sometimes, when you're feeling the greatest, this person comes to your mind for you to share the news or to open up a little bit. So can you tell one person?
Yeah. That person would be the person that I'm staying with now in my life. Her name is Heather, and she's a very, very close female friend of mine. And I think I'm in a place where I mean, when I first met her, she got to hear about my life story, and I'm now in her home,
Oh,
and she's sort of opened her life to me and sort of taken me on board. It's friendship, it's just a mutual friends. But I feel very comfortable telling Heather about my life. I don't feel, not that I open up too much about it because, you know, it's the divine masculine, you know, you kind of just absorb it, whatever it is. But yes, it's her. I've got some great male friends. Um, but sometimes with male friends, you know, you don't want to burden them. You don't necessarily want to talk about your problems and issues. And I think sometimes with divine feminine, it's
mhm.
easier for a divine masculine to talk to the divine. I mean, I don't, this is my experience. I don't know, you know, but it's just, there's that nurturing thing inside women. And, you know, you're able to, they're non-judgmental. And I don't know if
Wow.
I'm making sense, you know, but anyway, she's someone that I do open up to. Yes.
Okay, so she's watching this interview right now and have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say? She's watching.
I would say in a heartfelt, an absolute heartfelt thank you.
Wow.
And yeah, if I expanded on that anymore, William, it would just become meaningless, you know. But just thank you, Heather. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow. What's the biggest joy of being Alex? What do you like the most about being you?
I think I think the thing that I feel most proud of is being um, a force for good in the world.
Mhm.
That, you know, I haven't always got things right, William. We're evolving creatures, we're learning, we make
Yeah.
mistakes, but none of my mistakes have been catastrophic. Um, and I've always tried to do the right thing. And be a good person and have a moral code. Um, I don't have, uh, I don't subscribe, I don't have a religion, but I've always felt that I needed to have, from a very young age, a moral code. And I've tried to live my life um, as best I can. Sometimes, you're pressed in life
Yeah.
and you fall into circumstances perhaps that you don't have any experience of, and you may, you're evolving and growing all the time and learning all the time. But essentially, I think that's it. I'm a good person, and I sleep well at night, William. I don't. I think they say, what is it? A good conscience is the softest pillow at night, and I sleep well. I don't I don't suffer from not that I'm a psychopath, because probably psychopaths don't suffer either. But yeah, no, in all honesty, yeah, I think I like myself, William. I'm a good person.
Hmm. Amazing. Very good. Two questions left. Let's do it. You like dancing?
I do, William. They used to call me Disco Badini when I was at drama school. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm. Listen, William. I'm no good at dancing now. I'm
I
completely
know,
wooden.
I'm just asking you. Before the next question, what's the biggest joy of acting? What do you like the most about it?
Without a doubt, it's the conveying the human condition. It's about you know the origin of acting, if you like. I think comes from shamanism, the tribal thing, telling stories around the fire, and relating how those circumstances in our lives, those things that we go through. And I think it's that. It is absolutely about that. I've never really been in the entertainment business for any other reason.
Mhm.
It's about giving good literature, good writing, bringing that to life, and about sharing the human condition. And I think I've watched things in my life that have actually really helped me, which have been consoling or enlightening. And I'm certain that that's the case for everybody else. So it's about that. It's just about the human condition, relaying the human condition. And if you want to call that entertainment, I don't. I think that's a little bit sort of a strange way of it's one of those ways of sort of wrap things up in a big pass. I don't really look at it as entertainment. I mean, I'm sure it is entertainment. Of course, it's entertainment, but I think deeper than that, it's about connecting with other humans.
I see. Okay. Next question is, oh, tricky question. What's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene.
Yeah, scene, S-I-N, scene.
Oh, sin. My favorite sin. Well, it wouldn't be. It's not gluttony. It's not greed. Um, I've got to try and remember, William, what the seven deadly sins are.
I think this question could be anything about that you think maybe could be a scene. You know what I mean? As well.
Okay. Well, I smoke cigarettes. That's probably something that I do that I shouldn't do. Every now and again, I have a glass of wine. Um, all the other things, the sex, the drugs, and the rock and roll, I'm not doing that anymore. That's all over and done with. I'm 62. That's all behind me. Um, Not that I did much of that anyway, but
Not that
those,
anymore. It's not that anymore.
yeah, yes. Yeah, I think
And
that's it. I think probably the biggest sin right now in my life is a glass of wine and tobacco. I will say this is that I love women. I'm don't get me wrong. I love them in a multitude of ways, but I always appreciate the opposite sex.
Wow.
If that's a sin, I'm not quite sure it is, but yes.
Wow. Okay. And what would be the title of your memoir one day?
Title of my memoir. My goodness. Um, it might be something like Alex, who wanted to be a wildebeest and roam the wilderness.
Oh, great one. And when people read your memoir, what's something that would you like people to take with them?
I think, that's a very good question. My memoir about what I would like to take with them. I just think being a good person. I think that is, it sounds so trite and so cheesy. And in today's world, being a good person seems like I don't know. I don't even know if it's open to what is the definition of that. I mean, to me, it's pretty obvious what the definition is. I think that just be a good person,
Oh,
a decent person.
amazing. Next question, ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Last question. Before the last question, Alex, tell me through your career, I'm sure you have some moments that for you, you always gonna hold close to your heart or to your memories, some good vibes or good memories. But tell me one moment in your career as an actor that you go like, you know what? I will always remember these moments.
Yeah. Um, so about 2 years ago, when I came back to acting, I mean, drama school was very, very memorable for me. I had a wonderful time there. That was a life changing period in my life. But as an actor, as a working actor, I just recently, about 2 years ago, in actual fact, was given the role of a lifetime for me. The role of a very bad man in colonial Sri Lanka. It was shot in Sri Lanka, and it was about breaking down the bigotry of the colonialism that had happened there by the Dutch and the British. And so I was playing a gay, sexual, sadist serial killer. Um, and I like dark roles. I like, um, traumatized, difficult characters. So for me, it was an absolute dream role. I loved playing it. I loved doing it. And I loved the Sri Lankan people there. I
Wow.
love Sri Lanka. It was yeah, it was one hell of an experience, and I will never ever forget it, William. I'll never forget it. Live with me for the
Wow.
rest of my life. Yeah, a wonderful experience, and it was, it's about attacking bigotry. I know I played a very bad guy, but the whole thing was about attacking bigotry, colonialism, and all the bad things that go with that. So even though I was on the other side of the fence in that, the protagonist. Um, it was an opportunity for me to help break down because in Sri Lanka right now, even today, it's still illegal for same-sex relationships,
Wow.
and yeah, you can be imprisoned for that in Sri Lanka. So um, it was an opportunity for me to attack those bigoted ideas. And
Wow.
one thing about me, William, which maybe I just don't have any bigotry in me at all. I totally believe in everyone to be free to love who they want to love and to be who
Yeah.
they are, and color, creed, sex. I'm just love everybody, no matter what. So I fought bigotry all my life and stood up against it all my life. So when I got that role, it was great because it gave me a chance to make a statement there.
Wow, beautiful. Last question for you is, if you could read minds for a day, and if you could choose one person to read their minds, who that would be and why? For any reason.
Whose mind would I read? I could read someone's mind. Well, I think, ironically, and I don't want to be. I'm sure if I had a long time to think about that, it might be different. But what's come straight into my mind is Donald Trump, of all people. Um, I find him, and I'm sure a lot of people do, to be, and I'm going to say fascinating. And there's many reasons why I might say the word fascinating, but I think I'd like to read his mind.
Yeah.
Just to know what the hell is going on, I just can't work it out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it would probably be Donald Trump, just to
Wow.
truly try and understand what he really is thinking and where he really is coming from, if it's not
In-
obvious already.
Interesting. Wow. Okay, so then yet, let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to say some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Okay.
Let's start with money,
Hate,
fear,
love,
family,
loyalty,
life,
hope,
love,
tree,
oh, nice one, religion,
loss,
sex,
sex,
yeah,
intimacy,
politics,
lies,
friendship,
honesty,
desire,
lust,
regret,
pain,
success,
empty,
wish,
desire,
happiness,
flower,
one word for Brighton,
water,
one word for Egypt,
Ra,
one word for England,
light,
and the last one now, acting, one word.
pain,
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, define Alex in one positive and one negative word only. What your best friend would say about you?
loyal, naive.
Which one is the positive? Which one is the negative? I'm joking. What's your star sign astrology, Alex?
I'm Gemini. I'm a Gemini.
I see.
Yes.
Let's play now, Alex, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before you ask me the question, through the interview, you mentioned about your grandmother so dearly, and I could see, how much she meant for you and your connection. My question for you is two questions. The first one is, what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from her? And the second part of the question is, do you think you're gonna meet her one day again?
So, without a doubt, the answer to your first question would be loyalty. And that has been the trait, characteristic, or thing that I've tried to be in my life to everyone that's been in my life, as loyal as I possibly can.
Wow.
Um, sorry, William, what was the second?
Do you think you're gonna meet her again one day?
Unfortunately, William, I don't think I will. No, I
Mhm.
don't think, I don't know, but I don't think so. I
Yeah.
would love to. I think if there was anyone in my life that I'd want to see again that's no longer here, it would be my grandmother. Without a doubt, it would be my grandmother.
Oh, great.
Um, but I don't think I will, William. I'm.
Okay, don't try to wrong answer. Just
Yeah,
it's just what comes to your mind, what you believe. Absolutely. It's so beautiful. You express your love to her because, of course, we have our parents, our loved ones, family. I think they always gonna be in our heart. But our grandparents, there's something about them. Grandmother, granddad. That's it's such a great connection. My grandmother as well. She passed away. One of them, I still have one that's still with us, and the other one, when she passed away, I grew up with, knowing so much thing. When I was with her, it was just a safe place to be. Actually, fun facts. I learned something with my grandmother that I do every single day, and I'm gonna die doing it every day. I was maybe
yeah.
7 year old, 6 year old. She said to me, "Come here." She used to call me son, like my son. Come here, because she raised me for a few months as well. My parents for
Wow. Okay.
yeah. Anyway, so she called me. We were in the farm somewhere. I have this vague memory when she called me by her side, and I went to talk to her. She was like, "Look, I'm gonna teach you something now. I'm gonna say something to you. You're gonna go situations in your life, up and downs, and life is gonna be like that. However, if you wake up every day, before you wake up, before you stand up, if you have a moment with yourself, with gratitude, being grateful for what you have, this a moment. And when you go to bed as well, say to me, if you go to bed every night doing these little moments, just being grateful and for everything you have, she said, nothing bad's gonna happen to you. You're gonna have challenges, you're gonna have situations, of course, but you're gonna feel protected. You're gonna have this protection over you if you do that every day. Guess what, Alex? Since that day, and it's funny because at the time when she told me that, I didn't get the message straight away. For me, it was something that everyone was doing. You know what I mean? I thought she
Yeah.
was teaching something that everyone was doing for me, like in my way of thinking at the time. And of
Yeah.
course, growing up as an adult, I think she nailed, as you said about your grandmother, about being loyal. You know what I mean? That you still
Yes.
remember. That was something that I learned from her, and I do every single day, literally,
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
literally because of her. And she told me that. So yeah, so I get your connection
That's
to
a
grandmother.
Oh, William, that's a beautiful story. I think, the wisdom of age. It's a shame really because we don't seem to value age and experience. It seems
Totally,
like that, and
absolutely,
um, I think that's why the older generations now have a big responsibility because it seems life is very confused at the moment and young people are very confused.
100%.
Um, yeah, so that's a
But
beautiful story. And yes, I absolutely resonate with that. The things that my grandmother told me, just these little nuggets of,
yeah, yeah,
information have kept me going throughout the whole of my life. There's things that I've held on to, and they've
100%.
served me well. They've served me
100,
well. Even in the darkest days,
yes,
William, there's been some dark days. But
yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, lovely story.
I think they know it. You just know it. You know what I mean? They just know it, and they're gonna pass the message and just grab it because they just know it for sure. Amazing, great one. Okay, Alex, you can ask me a question now.
So yeah, I've actually I've actually written out quite a few questions, but I'm going to try and pick one. Um, what is something I would be surprised to learn about you?
What a great question, my God. And actually, I had here like over 1,000 interviews on the show, and I don't think no one ever has this question to me this way. Something surprise you're gonna learn about me or about, knowing me is that, believe or not, believe or not, I'm a very shy person. Trust me. This I know it's my even my close friends, they go like, "Oh my God, I would love to be shy like you." They don't believe it. It's just because I'm very easy talking. I'm very easy to lead a conversation. I'm very easy, but it's, you know what I mean. It's a protection. It's a natural
Yes,
thing to protect me.
yes,
You know what I mean? Because when I'm talking, I feel like I'm protecting myself.
yes,
So
yes.
yeah, something about me is I'm very shy, and I'm gonna say a lot of fun facts as well about maybe, um, you know, I love my own company. I love my own company. It was a problem in the past because sometimes I get myself like too much, excluding things, situations of.
Yeah,
But nowadays, I still love my own company. I love spend time with myself. It's something that, going to the cinema. I go to the cinema every weekend on my own, most of the time. Of course, sometimes with friends, of course, but most of the
yes.
time, and I love it. I love going on my own cinema. It's like a therapy. So I have this lonely, um, fact about me, that I love my own company. I love doing things on my own. But at the same time as well, I'm a social butterfly. I love being around people, but I need my own space. That's for sure. That's something that I needed. So yeah, that's fun fact about me and about being shy.
William, do you go out and have a meal in a restaurant by yourself? Do you
I
do
could,
that?
I don't have a problem with that. I don't do it much because, busy and all of that, but I don't have any problem. And I've done so many times. For example, I travel a lot on my own. I don't,
Oh, okay.
I do short breaks, for example, going to short cities. I don't have any problem. And of course, I love travel with friends, and you know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't mind at all. I love it. I have a great time. But when I think about organizing a short travel, I just book it and I just go it. And I love that. I love
Lovely,
it.
lovely. Yeah, no, I love that, William. I think, it's certainly that's the case for me as well. As I've got older, I thought that everything had to be done with friends, that I couldn't enjoy life unless I was sharing it with somebody. But recently I've started to go out to dinner by myself. I've started to go to the cinema, go for walks by myself. And
Absolutely.
I actually had this lone wolf kind of Sigma man sort of
Actually, I was about
identity.
to ask that some pictures you have in your Instagram. There's
Yes,
some
yes.
wolf with it as well, like
Yeah.
together.
So that's kind of like a branding sort of thing about the lone wolf, the strong independent man. Um,
Absolutely. I always had that. I'm a Scorpio. Scorpio, we are very private. We love our own company. There's a big characteristic of Scorpio. I think it fits me well, like, because I laugh with myself sometimes, Alex. Sometimes I make a joke with myself and I laugh, and I can do that. Suddenly, I'm not joking. I'm the same. Sometimes I'm in the gym working out, and suddenly I remember about something, and I make a joke with myself, and I can find myself laughing. Like, so I enjoy my own company. That's for sure. You know what I mean? I think something. Yeah, I think because I left Brazil
right.
very young, I was 19-year old. I left on my own, so I think being alone since that very young age, 19-year old, somehow built this way of living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love it. I wouldn't change. I love it. But at the same time, I love being around people, friends. I love my friends' companies as well. I love that. But
Yeah.
I spend a lot of my time on my own. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, I think it's a good thing. I think actually it's actually a really good thing.
Very healthy.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I myself, for the first time in my life, 5 years ago, I became single.
Mhm.
And I realized, William, I've been in relationships since I was 19 years of age. I've never been alone. I've never
Wow.
operated alone. It's always been,
Interesting.
yeah. And I love being single, William. I love it. I absolutely, it's hard at first, because I didn't
Yeah,
quite know how to navigate life, without
yeah,
someone else around. But now I'm single and I absolutely love it. I wouldn't, I
yeah.
wouldn't go back, wouldn't lose
It's great.
my independence for anything.
100%, 100%. I think you learn a lot more about yourself as well. You learn a lot about
Yeah,
yourself, and it's the only way. Being on your own company is the only way to learn. Sometimes and again, it's not wrong being with other people, have a couple, a partner. It's beautiful, But I think the same time as well, enjoy your own company, make fun
yeah,
of yourself, and do
yeah,
things that people don't do it. When I tell
yeah.
people I go to cinema on my own, they're like, "How you crazy?" I said, "No, I love it. Not a problem at all."
There's a lot of freedom in solitude.
And for
You know,
example,
yeah,
another fun fact. I remember once I went to the cinema a long time ago. Because I was working, I had this gym like next door was the Cine World, the cinema Cine World. It was literally
yeah.
next door. And I went for a workout, and it was Friday. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna see what is on. I'm gonna watch a movie now." And I saw this movie. I just picked one, and I just went to the cinema. When I sat down, and about the trailers on, I was eating popcorn. I had a look around, and I could see only couples, and I was like, "Ah, that's interesting." It was Valentine's evening. I felt so. I was laughing with myself because
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to leave the room very quick because like what people
You're
think.
bucking
What?
the
Oh
trend.
yeah, that's
Okay.
my little bit about me. Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. I loved it. It was great. Thank you very, very much. I
Thanks
felt
again.
absolutely honored to be a part of it. And thank you, William, for choosing me.
Thanks again.
And
Thanks for
I
taking the time.
appreciate it. Gem and I love to talk. I can never stop talking. And I can see you're the same. You love the human connection. This is probably why you do this, to find out about others and to so on and so forth and our journeys and things. So
100%. Before you go, Alex, if you can share a positive message, a positive quote, or anything that you live by.
yeah, just it's gonna be love. It's gonna be love.
Beautiful.
No, it sounds trite, it sounds churlish, cheesy, but actually it's the most
It's love.
beautiful thing in the world. It is, yeah, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. No hate, no judgment, just love everybody and everyone,
Beautiful.
whatever their color, whatever their creed, whatever their sexuality, whatever their race, whatever, just love.
Amazing. Very good.
Thank you, William.
Thanks so much. Enjoy your weekend and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay, Alex? Keep in touch.
Yes, I will do. You have a beautiful soul and a beautiful aura around you,
Thanks.
William.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. I appreciate that.
Bless you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.